Year, and I hope you all have a fantastic 2018. Now, I wanted to share with you my New Year's resolutions. I divided them into goals on one hand and commitments on the other. I divide them because... Now, goals are my tangible and measurable aspirations, while commitments are more transcendent and long-term. Now, I made a bit of a list, and these seem quite doable, so I really hope that I can achieve all of them. The things I want to focus on this year are 4 things that I want to commit to long-term. First one of those is to go to bed earlier and also wake up earlier. I find that just staying up late and then, waking up very drowsy doesn't really give you that much energy. It kind of drains you, and the consistent lack of sleep makes you moody, makes you, feel like you can't really summon up the energy to do the things you actually want to do. So that's definitely one thing that I want to change. Another big thing I want to commit to is being less judgmental, basically not judging a book by its cover. This is not just seeing the good in people all the time. You can go through life with a healthy dose of skepticism, but just because you met someone or because you hear about someone, not just jump to conclusions, but only make your assumption once you've gathered all the data about them. Another commitment of mine for this year is going to be procrastinate less, do the things I want to do now. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. So I felt that last year a lot of the things I didn't do was because I kind of pushed them towards the end of the week, which became the end of the month, which became the end of the year, and now I still haven't done them. So that's definitely something that I want to change. I need to be much more diligent and much more disciplined about achieving the goals that I know I can achieve. It's something that also Gandhi said, that action expresses priority. So that's something that I want to live by this year. That should be my year's motto. And then lastly, I want to go for a more minimalistic approach for my house and my life and everything this whole year and the coming years. I find that having loads of stuff doesn't really give you happiness. And especially living here in Japan in a smaller apartment, getting more stuff, it just piles up and it doesn't really add value to your life. So before I buy something, I need to think at least 3 times before I buy it. And if I still really want it, then yes, I can go ahead and buy it. But also instead of buying something on first impulse, if it's something that you already have another version of, like either buy it once the other one is really worn out, or when I donate the other one. Then goals. Now these goals are more measurable. These are the ones that I can actually check off. I have about 5 ones that I really want to get to this year. First one being is running a marathon. I actually had this one on the list last year. I did actually enter a marathon. However, there was a typhoon, so the Yokohama marathon got cancelled, unfortunately. So after months of training for it, it was a bit of a bummer. I was really disappointed. So and then I broke my leg. So it hasn't been a good last quarter of the year for me. However, I did sign up for the Itabashi Marathon, which will be in March, and I'm still in the cast. I don't know if I can make it, but sure as hell I'm going to enter that marathon. Like, I don't care if I have to give up halfway through. At least, I signed up for it, I'm going to run it, and I'll try my best to at least try to finish it. I'm going to listen well to the doctor, what they say during rehabilitation. Then I also finally want to obtain the JLPT N3, which is a Japanese proficiency test. Now, I know enough Japanese to get me through day-to-day life. However, I really want to have that black on white, to have that certificate. And once I have JLPT N3, I can move to N2, and maybe one day get N1. N3 is kind of you can do all the daily necessities and some more. You can have a conversation. It's basically being intermediate in Japanese. And I feel like speaking wise and listening wise I'm there. However, the kanji is a real problem for me. So now I've got the books. I got the books already. So as you can see, this one is a huge issue for me. This is the kanji, and this is the one that I'm really struggling with because I don't use it in my day-to-day life. So that's a focus for me this year. Then something quite embarrassing. I don't have a driving license. So that's something I definitely want to attain this year. Me and my friend will sign up and finally I'll be able to drive a car. Then another goal is to commit to making at least one video a week. I haven't been consistent in uploading and I actually really enjoy making videos. It's something that makes me feel like I'm recording my memories. It feels like I'm living more in the moment, as weird as it sounds, my filming things and then editing them. But it also makes you research certain topics that otherwise you probably wouldn't have researched before. I really want to share the experiences here that I have in Japan, but also the knowledge that maybe some people might also find valuable. And then my last goal is to go through my reading list. I actually did quite well last year, but I made a list of books that I definitely want to finish this last year. It's about a list of, let's say, 10 books I definitely want to read, and then 2 more that are kind of on the maybe list. Now, I don't have that much time every day to simply just open a book and read through it. My commute is rather hellish. I have to take the train from west side of Tokyo until Minato-ku, until the middle of Tokyo. And it's so busy in the train that you literally are like this, so you can't even open the book if you wanted to because there's someone like right in your face. However, I found a solution for that, just listening to audiobooks. I used to listen to music the whole time. However, instead of listening to music, I can just find an audiobook that I want to read that's on my list, and I can actually make my commute time that was normally lost. It's complete. It's dead time. It's what I call it, because a lot of people are super frustrated. They're on the train like, I have to go to work, and having something like listening to a book, you're actually doing something to enrich your own life. So that was it. I know that some people think that it's a load of I know that a lot of people think that making resolutions is a load of crap because they're like, oh, new year, new me. It's easier to have kind of a certain point where you start to. Nothing keeps you, however, from changing or adding certain goals and commitments throughout the year. With the new year, everyone has this positivity, this kind of energy, and I think that's a really great thing. Even when you yourself find it difficult to commit to a certain goal, maybe you can team up with friends, there's blogs and so on, that can really help you to self-develop, to make you become a better version of yourself, which is in the end what these whole New Year's resolutions are all about. If you have some interesting plans for 2018, feel free to let me know. I'll let you know how it goes by the end of this year and if I've achieved everything that I wanted to. I hope you all have a great 2018 and I wish you all the best. See you soon.